My friends and I woke up so excited today. We're going to Masada, where we'll ride a cable car to the top and hike around. After that, we'll go to the Dead Sea and swim.
The site of Masada actually holds three main stories. The story of the creation of the fortress by King Herod, the story of the Great Revolt by the Jews in the final battle conducted here by the Sicaries against the Romans, and last, the story of the elevation of the myth of Masada by the State of Israel. We will understand all three as we wander around. The most dramatic story here is the final battle conducted by a group of less than 1,000 people of all ages, from elderly to children, against a well-trained and funded Roman legion. This was the last freestanding Jewish stronghold at the end of the revolt, and the group here refused to surrender. At the end of a long siege, the Romans built a great ramp and scaled the mountain only to find that the Jews found a way to escape torture and slavery, by suicide. They preferred to die a martyr's death with their families, trusting they will return when the Messiah comes, instead of losing their families and freedom of living and worship. Still today, after almost 2,000 years, Jews will argue if that is allowed or not. From up top, we can see the scenery most Israeli soldiers see at the ceremonies conducted here, and that is of the lowest place in the world and one of the saltiest lakes there are, the Dead Sea. Named that way due to the fact that the level of salt here is so high, almost 40%, that nothing can live in it. It is marked as one of the marvels of the world in ancient times, and perhaps should be considered one officially today as well. You'll get a chance to float in its healing, soothing waters soon enough.
The Dead Sea is quite the experience. If you ever go to Israel and get the chance to swim in the Dead Sea, whatever you do, don't get the water in your eyes, because the water is so rich in minerals it can burn. But the water and the mud are known for having healing properties that are sold in many beauty products around the world. My friends and I cover ourselves in mud and swim and take lots of pictures. It's definitely an experience I'll never forget.
There are a few key sites in this area: Masada, Ein Gedi and Qumran. All three existed in the same timeline and dealt with the Romans in different ways. However, Ein Gedi is the oldest, mentioned as far back as the time of David, who hid in one of its caves as King Saul chased after him. It is believed that Psalm 42 and many others were written here, and the deer longs for water is describing the relationship between God and his people. Qumran is where the famous Dead Sea Scrolls were found in the 40s. It has a very special story of its own, being the capital of the Essenes community and maybe even where John the Baptist resided for a while.
Today was so fun, and tonight was a night I'll never forget. All of the Passages groups that are touring Israel right now gathered in one auditorium to worship and pray and read scripture together. I've never experienced anything quite like that. As I sat and listened to an eruption of praise from these students who love Jesus, this place and its people, I felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude.